What's been on my mind recently is simplicity. A lot of people, they come to me with these like complex problems. They're like, what do I say to this one particular girl in this one very rare situation that like doesn't occur? And they're asking me about all these complex, like very specific things. Like, what do you think about thinking about like this sort of mindset when you approach a girl like from this angle? It's just it's almost irrelevant. I think a lot of people overthink. There's a couple of things going on. I think there's a lot of people overthinking things and doing too little. They're thinking too much about what to do, how to do certain things. They're thinking about all these problems in their head about like what might happen in the future. What am I gonna do when she does this, and things that honestly like never happen in the real world. So that's one problem. The other problem is that people are just making this more difficult than it has to be. They're over analyzing. They are making it more complex. The key to success in most things is actually simplicity, is sticking to the very basics. For example, when I did door-to-door sales, I was like socially I was like probably the worst salesman in the office. I was very awkward. I just kept to myself. I actually didn't really have good social skills. But I focused literally just on the fundamentals of sales. And in sales, the fundamentals are literally just like walking from house to house. It's just like taking steps towards the next house. It's knocking on the door of the next prospect. It's prospecting, it's seeing if people are home. And then it's taking the smallest action to get yourself to actually talk to the next person. This seems like it's a lot of people when they think about sales, they're like some guy's going to do like some crazy closing line and like close like a huge deal. In door-to-door sales, the basics matter actually a lot more than that. My close rate was probably worse than a lot of people's. But what I did was I focused on the lowest building block of the sales like pyramid, which is prospecting, talking to most people, walking from house to house, quietly walking, making sure I was always moving from house to house and always knocking on doors. And that's why I actually outsold everyone in the office, because I didn't care about complex situations. I didn't try to overthink anything. I kept it very simple. I focused on the basics and I did what I needed to do every single day. Talking to girls, same thing. You don't have to have crazy game to get girls. You don't have to have like insane like charisma or whatever. You literally just have to go from wherever you are to wherever she is and then open your mouth. It's a physical, it's mostly physical. It's mostly walking and then it's mostly opening your mouth. It's not any complex situations. It's not overthinking any rare situations that honestly never happen. It's sticking to the very basics, and it's mostly just step, 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 step. Hey, how's it going? Okay. So a lot of people when they're first starting out, they are overanalyzing, they're overthinking. What am I going to say if she does this? When you're just starting out in game, you need to be keeping it as simple as possible, because it actually does get complex. But when you're first starting out, you should keep it as simple as possible, because you're dealing with a lot when you're first starting a game. You're dealing with fear, you're dealing with what do I say, you're dealing with like mental blockades, you're dealing with a lot of shit. So it's best to just keep it simple. When you're first starting out in a game, you focus on the fundamentals. You focus on saying hi, and that's it. You don't think about anything else. If you've never spoken to a girl, you absolutely shouldn't be thinking about anything other than walking and saying hi to her.